All right, the last tutorial talked about the importance of snapping on to our origin when we begin a sketch. Now we're going to talk about progressing with the sketch and constraining our object. If you notice down here toward the bottom right of our screen, we see this statement in the status bar that says 2 dimensions are needed. Well, that's true. Right now, I have this black line here and this black line here, and they're black because they're somewhat constrained. But my green lines are still free to move around. I can just grab one of them and move it in a direction. Because I haven't told the computer any rules against that. So when we talk about constraints, we're talking about adding rules to the computer so that it knows and can completely understand our drawing. So in this case, we're going to add numeric constraints or dimensional constraints by adding dimensions to these lines that are unconstrained right now. So the way we do that is we come up here to our constraint panel, and we have the big dimension tool. We can either click on this tool, or we can simply type D on our keyboard. And when we do this, what we're going to do is select the line. So we click on it, and then you simply drag your mouse away from the objects. You could drag it to the inside, but it's kind of bad dimensioning practices to put the dimension on the inside. Even though these aren't really necessarily where dimensions go, let's go ahead and get in the habit of putting this just to the outside of our object. So when I click, I can now type in the dimension that I want it to be. It's probably a good chance you don't want it to be 0.906. So we would add something like 1 inch. So let's just type 1, enter. Notice when I hit enter, it automatically sizes that line to 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and on the sideline here, because it's the only line that hasn't been constrained, I'm going to choose the height of this line, and I'm simply going to type in 0.5. And when I hit enter, you see that it moves the line just a little bit, and now when we look down in the bottom right of our screen, we see that the object is fully constrained. If I hit escape so I'm not on any command, you will notice that there's no way I can move this object. It's completely locked in place. The computer now understands the rules that we have a 1 inch by a ½ inch rectangle that's locked onto the corner, the lower left corner, at 0, 0, 0, which is our origin.